Aloha everybody, welcome to Eat and Be Eaten Hawaii. Today we are going to show you how to plant out a greenhouse for maximum yield. So here is the exterior of the greenhouse. We've got some kalo going. We're using it as a nursery for some trees. There's some tea leaf, kukui tree. This right here is perennial peanut, a wonderful nitrogen fixing ground cover we got a video on the channel if you want to check it out. Here's some trees, calamansi lime, kaffir lime, and then we go inside and you got the starter trays at the front of the greenhouse. This is a great way to get your stuff going before you plant them out into the beds. So here we have some snap peas. Behind the snap peas are potatoes. We're up at elevation almost 3,000 feet, so we can grow potatoes here, even though it's Hawaii. Then here we've got some green beans, which are going to grow up the trellises as well, just like the peas. Over here we got some pumpkins starts. We got some celery starts, some bok choy starts. Here's a tray of carrot starts. We also got some spearmint going. And then this is very exciting, saffron. You can see the purple flower of the saffron with the red threads coming out. That's the part you use to flavor dishes like bouillabaisse and stuff like that. This right here is pia. This is a Hawaiian arrowroot starch used as a thickener for stuff like haupia. Right there is maile vines, which are used to make lei. Right, and then we also got some brassicas, cabbages over here too. So those are the starter trays on the tables at the front of the greenhouse, and now here's a tomato as well. And now we move into the beds with the trellises, so you can maximize yield by planting at various levels. So here we have Roma tomatoes growing up this one. These are really thick, creamy tomatoes, best used for making tomato sauce. And they're doing really well. And a nice thing to do also is companion planting, so you can use the plants to aid each other. So tomatoes, just like they do really well in cooking with basil, they also do well growing with basil. Here, these are round onions and spring onions. Here's the basil. And again, that's the nice thing about being at this elevation, is we can grow a variety of stuff that, you know, you wouldn't necessarily think would grow in Hawaii, like round onions, like white potatoes. All right, then we move over here, another one, asparagus. This is purple-tipped asparagus. And it's also growing up the little wire here we have to help it stand up and grow nice and tall. Okay, so when you're planting out your beds, that's what you want to think about. How can you use the whole vertical space? Over here we have a flower bed. Flowers are really nice to get going as insect repellents. Marigolds especially are really good for that, repressing nematodes in the soil as well. And then again, using the vertical space, you can see here we have some cucumbers. These are right at the end of their life, but there's a few cucumbers left. So you always want to have a combination of stuff that can climb up, like beans, cucumbers, tomatoes, etc., and then herbs and other plants, root vegetables growing at the bottom. Here we have a whole bunch of cilantro, which is really lush and doing great. And then here, growing up the pipe, I'll show you, we have herbs growing through. This is oregano, and the watering system here catches all this stuff, so the water just drips down through this pipe. You got little bits of soil in there, and then that's another way to get even more yield out of your space. Then over here in the final bed we have some pumpkins growing. These also winding down to the end of their season, but you can see over here there is one nice pumpkin still growing. And then here we got long beans. Oh, there's the pumpkin. And here's the long beans. They're extremely long. Just another good green bean. Okay, so there you go. I mean, that's the idea here. Use all the space, use your companion planting, use the front part of your greenhouse to get starter trays going, use the outside of your greenhouse as a little bit of a nursery to get trees and other outdoor hardy plants going, more perennial type stuff. Here we get some cabbages happening on the table. And that's it. All right, so there is how to plant out your greenhouse for maximum yield. Check out our videos on the channel, and we'll see you next time. Aloha.